Good evening, EDCO PubTalk. Welcome to Worthy Brewing, and happy summer. I didn't know it was an option to transition directly from spring to summer. If I had known that back in, say, March, I probably would have had a better attitude about the whole thing, but you live and you learn, am I right? Again, a big welcome to each and every one of you for joining us for EDCO PubTalk. I'm Shannon Kelly. It's over 70 degrees out. I have an air-conditioned sweater on, okay, just in case. It tends to get pretty warm in here. Big thanks to Worthy Brewing. The team here is incredible. Thank you for the beautiful weather. We did pay extra for that. You're welcome. Aaron Riley ordered it. Also, thank you Hand in Hand Productions for the multi-room stream, multi-patio setup. It's a whole situation. It's quite impressive, and it's going to be a spectacular evening. I'm hosting tonight's Pub Talk program thanks to our MC sponsor, OSU Cascades. Yesterday was Damn Proud Day, 24-hour day of giving. And we're damn proud of OSU Cascades, are we not? Thanks to community supporters, including many of you, OSU Cascades raised over $95,000 based on their preliminary counts. That is a record. I know, I get chills. These funds will support student scholarships, a student emergency fund, the free community counseling clinic, the new Doctor of Physical Therapy program, and Cascades Edge, an innovative new career development program all at our campus right here in Bend. Thank you, Central Oregon, and go Bend Beavs. Yeah. We are able to host Pub Talk here every month thanks to our generous event sponsors. I really love this part. It's a lot of fun. So first up, Kurt Barker, partner at Best & Krieger. Kurt, what do you have for me this month?
Thank you, Shannon. Kurt Barker, employment attorney at Best & Krieger. I am joined tonight by one of my favoriteest lawyers ever, Sarah Monkton. She's going to get to talk in a sec, but she's here for a really good reason. So last month, we wanted to just share a little bit about our community service at our firm. So we put up about 16 different nonprofits where we Bend BBK attorneys are on the board, volunteering our time. You voted on which one of them BBK should make a donation to, and you chose not any of the nonprofits I work for. You chose Sarah's Deschutes Public Library Foundation, yay! Which is pretty freaking cool. So thank you for that. Before I give her the microphone, though, let's give away some money to you tonight. We like to do that for fun. I have $100 in old mail bucks. To the person who can email me the fastest, you got my address right there. Email me on, let's do Employment Law Nerd. What month will paid leave Oregon become available to employees? Email. I know, okay. They're talking about delaying it, but currently we're on. So here's Sarah. Oh, I'll announce the winner after she talks.
All right, good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. And yes, I am an attorney with Kurt over at Best & Krieger, but I also am a board member of the Deschutes Public Library Foundation. And that's why I'm here tonight. The board wants to say a special thank you to the Pub Talk crowd for voting for us to win the $200 donation. I am not kidding you. I could hear the cry of excitement across the internet. The board, every single board member wrote to say how thankful they were. It gave them a boost, and they specifically mentioned how wonderful the Pub Talk crowd is and how much it means to them to have won that from all of you. So thanks so much. We really appreciate it, and hope you all enjoy the evening. Awesome. All right.
I should have predicted this. Wouldn't an incredible HR consultant like Dawn Bernhardt know Paid Leave Oregon comes in September? Woo! Sync up your leave policies now, folks. Talk to me if you want to nerd out on that one. Thanks, Dawn.
Ooh, thanks, Kurt. Thanks, Sarah. Oh my gosh, where are you going to spend those dollars? So many good options in the old mill. Oh, gosh. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, next up, Jordan Smith, President and CEO, VLOX Systems. Jordan, how you doing? I wish you had a theme song. What would it be, Jordan? What would your theme song be? Da-na-na-na. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's Rocky, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, sounds right. Hey, I'm Jordan Smith with Velox Systems. We are a managed IT services provider here in Central Oregon, so we do all manner of technology services and support for businesses, from the VCIO role all the way down to service and support and the help desk and all of that. So that's what we get to do. And one of the things I love about our team, and I go to, I think Pride staff's here, and G.A. Rogers, they always help us find awesome people. And the one thing I tell Courtney over there is I need somebody who can read minds and who can predict the future. Like, that's it. That's not so hard. And they managed to find them. So I think they do mechanical engineers as well. So they're awesome. I love those guys. I love the team that we've been able to build on our service desk. So if you guys have any IT and technology needs, we have an awesome team of folks and professionals that are there to help you out. So let me know. I'll be around. Cybersecurity, all of that. Yeah, enjoy the weather. That's all I got.
Thanks, Jordan. Now, when I get a phishing text from these fake Amazon people, I ask them if their refrigerator is running. I have not received a response yet, but I'm going to keep it going. Okay, thank you, Jordan, and special thanks to returning title sponsors, Providence Health Plan and Umpqua Bank. We appreciate you all so much. And you're making PubTalk a reality, and it's such a gift to all of us, so thank you so much. Now, I want to say to all these people standing in the back, I'm so happy to see you. I'd love to see you closer. I have a full row of open seats here. I have 3 here. I have another, the second row is completely open. Please, come on down. We'd love to have you closer. I'm very happy to have lots of people in the front with me. So next up, let's introduce Ready Area Director Steve Curley. Steve, how are you? Steve, what's your theme song? Same theme song as Jordan. Yeah, gotcha.
Whatever's your favorite, I'll go with that. There you go. So,
I'll get back to you.
thank you. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good to see you. And I am Steve Curley. I'm the EDCO Director in Redmond, also known as the Ready Director, Redmond Economic Development. It's very confusing. Just I'm part of EDCO, and we just call it Ready there. So anyway, I'm just going to give you a brief update on Redmond and what's going on. I can tell you that Redmond is rocking. And you're going to hear from one of our fantastic companies here in a little bit, BASX. So we're very happy to have them as a lead speaker here at PubTalk. A couple of the things that might be interesting to you that's happening in Redmond. So over the next 3 years, there are about $500 million in capital investment in public projects in Redmond. That includes a $145 million expansion to the airport. I'm sure most of you have used that airport, right? So we're going to have an airport where you go in, you go upstairs, you go on the jetways to get to the planes. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of glass. You're going to be able to see the mountains. It's going to be beautiful. No, you're just going to walk straight out. See, that's the deal. That's what everybody's looking for. So that's one of the projects that you're going to see. It's in design right now. Another one is a wetlands project. They did a wetlands project in Prineville here a few years ago, and Redmond is going to do a large wetlands project to expand the wastewater treatment. So kind of a more natural way to deal with that. And so that's going to be coming. They're doing a new public safety building or police station at the north end of town, among others. There's a library going up right there in Redmond right now. So just a lot of stuff happening, and that's public. So on the private side, we have some great projects going forward as well. You'll hear a little bit from BASX about a project they have going. There's a company called Nosler, which is a manufacturer. They're going to be expanding this year. And we have a really cool new company called Wild Mike's Pizza. Have you heard of Wild Mike's? We're going to have to get you some of that pizza.
As soon as possible.
Yeah. So they are a company that is moving over from Clackamas. And they're going to be building a brand new state-of-the-art pizza manufacturing facility in Redmond. So that's a huge project, about 114 jobs, just really cool. So one other thing, I'll just kind of leave you with our pipeline. We've got about 27 projects in our pipeline representing $653 million in capital investment, almost 2,800 jobs. And so not all these will happen, but it just shows you kind of what the temperature is. Redmond is very attractive right now within Central Oregon as being the center. So we're very excited. A lot of great things going on. And thanks for coming tonight.
Thanks, Steve. Great update. I can confirm Redmond is poppin'. Giant pizza factories this is literally the stuff my dreams are made of. Thank you, Steve, for coming tonight and giving me this great news. Now let's hear from Bend Venture Conference Fund Manager Jen Lynch. Jen, what do you got for me?
Hi, Shannon. Hi, you guys. You know what I have for you is maybe $250,000, so pay attention. We are getting started on 2023 at Bend Venture Conference. I have a couple of things to tell you about. The first is, if you are one of my investors, either current or prospective, we're doing an event at the end of June. And if you are thinking about it and trying to make a decision about pulling the trigger, now would be a really good time to visit my website at this is not up there, Matt. bendvcfund.com, bendvcfund.com, and fill out the little form, and you'll get on my email list. And then you can be invited in June and hear more about investing with the fund. And then the second thing I would like you to watch out for is for the startup applications to open on Gust. That's going to happen sometime in the next 8 weeks, and apply early and often. We would really like to start taking a look at the companies in the summer this year. So whether it's you or a friend or something you've invested in, you would really like us to take a look at it, now is the time to start getting all of that stuff organized. You can create your Gust profile anytime if you're a startup. You don't have to wait until our application opens. So get going on that, and I really look forward to seeing all of those as they start rolling in over the summer. Okay? Hope to see you all soon in June.
Thanks, Jen. Me too. Me too. Bend Venture Conference is hands down one of the best events of the year, if not the best. It's so fantastic. If you've never been a part, get involved in whatever way makes sense to you. Also want to say that if you don't come take these empty seats, I am going to take all those trail butter samples for myself. So just want to put that out there. Okay. Thanks again, Jen. So our company, or tonight's pitches are sponsored by COCC, Central Oregon Community College, specializes in partnering with local businesses and industries to create fully customized training programs. Whether business owners are looking to certify local workers in specialized on-the-job skills, establish an apprenticeship program, or develop and deploy HR workshops, COCC is the region's partner in workforce training and professional development. Learn more about COCC Center for Business, Industry, and Professional Development at cocc.edu/CBIPD. And Sensiba San Filippo. Are you an employer who kept employees on your payroll through the pandemic? If so, you may be eligible to receive a valuable payroll tax credit called Employee Retention Credit, or ERC. This credit can provide up to $33,000 per employee for employers that kept employees on during COVID-19 impacted months in 2020 and 2021. Companies can receive up to 50 to 70% credit on qualified wages per employee. So if you think you may be eligible, contact Sensiba San Filippo. You can also email them info@ssfllp.com. It's worth looking into, very much so. All right, so excited for this one. Trail Butter was conceived during a 10-month bicycle tour from Germany to the coast of California. Along the journey, CEO and co-founder Jeff Boggess melded bags and jars of nuts, honey, dried fruit, and peanut butter together to save space. Upon returning to the States, Jeff and his brother began selling their product by bike at local farmers markets in Portland. And little by little, Trail Butter became known by athletes and food lovers alike for its all-natural goodness. And it went from the bike to the shelves of places like Whole Foods Market. Today, they have established international distribution and are available in Japan, Europe, and Canada. Trail Butter provides a balanced, slow-burning energy in a convenient, portable package using only unprocessed Whole Foods ingredients. It can be eaten straight out of the package or combined with a tortilla and a banana for a sustaining meal on the trail. I'm hungry now, Jeff, and you better have brought me some samples. Come on up and tell us more.
Wow, thank you. I feel like I can go home. That was a perfect pitch. Thanks, everyone, for being here. And thank you, EDCO. Special shout out to Eric, Deanne, and Cappy for getting us going in Central Oregon. Okay, so for those unfamiliar with Trail Butter, it's not an anti-chafe cream. Just want to get that out of the way. It's a wholesome nut butter blend high in protein and essential micronutrients, made to eat and nourish on the go. With a consistency similar to peanut butter, we see it as half trail mix, half nut butter, hence the name trail butter, where nut butter is the base ingredient of a variety of fun flavors, including maple syrup and sea salt, and dark chocolate and coffee. As Heather mentioned, trail butter was conceived out of necessity on a 9,000-mile global bike and boat adventure from Germany to California. And along the way, I combined my nut butters, honey, and dried food snacks into one convenient jar in my handlebar bag that got me all the way to the finish line in California. So, if you will, I'd love you to join me on a bike journey for a moment. Imagine you're riding a fully loaded touring bike down a lonesome stretch of highway in Morocco. With the hot sun beginning to set and a headwind sapping your remaining strength, you're tired, you're dirty, you're hungry, you're thirsty, when suddenly, out of nowhere, two young girls appear on the side of the road and wave you in with wide smiles to their modest family home, occupied by siblings, parents, and grandparents. You're too tired to exist, too tired to resist, and thank goodness you didn't. Over the course of the evening, chickens are slaughtered, mint tea is poured, fresh flatbread is baked, and though you don't share a language, it's a wonderful time. This was the scene as my travel partner Vanessa and I were traveling south on the coast of Africa to rendezvous with a sailboat that would take us across the Atlantic. The flatbread we enjoyed in particular, which is ubiquitous across Morocco, would become a staple of our time there and was often filled with almond butter, a sliced banana, and a drizzle of honey and argan oil for extra nutrition and yumminess. Though the light bulb moment for trail butter would come several thousand miles later in the Ozarks of Arkansas, I consider that day with our adopted family in Morocco ground zero for my nut butter as energy fuel love affair. In a performance nutrition market saturated with highly processed, high in sugar gels and bars, our wholesome, real food, extremely versatile nut butters stand apart from the competition. Trail butter thrives in a handful of different categories, from functional foods to better-for-you snacks, all totaling roughly $286 billion in market value. And the product excels well beyond the trail. Since our humble beginnings selling tubs of nut butter at Portland area farmers markets, we've built a dedicated, loyal following, landed over 500 retail accounts around the world, and have strategically expanded to food service and corporate sales, where brands like Keen, Red Bull, and Nike provide the product to their employees and athletes. This diversified approach has allowed trail butter to weather turbulent economic times with resilience and continued double-digit growth. We were even contacted by the band Wilco last year to be a sponsor at their Solid Sound Festival, which to me, as a longtime fan, was unbelievable and a symbol of how far we've come as a brand and how far we can go. Okay, get ready for a few slightly boring but informative bullet points. My brother Brad and I launched the company in 2012. We're totally family-owned, proud members of 1% for the Planet and the Conservation Alliance. After 10 great years in Portland, we're now excited to be based in Sisters, Oregon. Yeah. We turned our first profit last year, which was awesome. And are nearing the $1 million mark in revenue, expecting to break that next year. Still early stage, but getting there. Average annual growth over the last 5 years has been 32%. Our sales channels are diverse, with direct-to-consumer and e-com being 46% of our revenue. We're in talks with 2 national retailers that would dramatically increase our distribution and national presence. And we are also internationally distributed in Japan, Europe, and Canada. On the production and ops side, we are fully co-packed with unlimited capacity and fulfill orders via a third-party logistics warehouse. On the marketing and media side, we have over 20,000 followers, an email list of 50,000, and have been featured in publications like Outside Magazine. We are also fortunate to have 26 world-class athletes on our pro team who spread the word to their large, engaged audiences, such as adventure cyclist Leo Wilcox, climber Brett Harrington, and local world-class alpinist Graham Zimmerman. Our current internal team consists of myself and 3 very talented, driven individuals, with my cattle dog Jumbo, our marketing director, keeping us all in check. We're also fortunate to have a group of advisors that bring seasoned experience and guidance in key areas. So, after nearly 11 years, the credibility of Trail Butter as a respected nutrition brand is established. Brand awareness is expanding well beyond the Pacific Northwest, and we're poised for next level scale with an injection of capital and expertise. We are actively seeking investors that bring these attributes, which will enable us to capitalize on growing demand and truly supercharge Trail Butter's journey. We see this investment being put towards 4 primary areas: to grow our team, to increase sales and marketing efforts, to expand distribution, and continue to fill our innovation pipeline with new and exciting products. By investing in these areas, we are confident we can build on our category-leading position and achieve success similar to that of brands slightly further down the road than us, such as Scratch Labs and Honey Stinger. So far, this small but mighty nut butter, with just 4 driven individuals and a lot of heart, has gone all the way from bike stand in Portland to countries around the world, up El Capitan, broken speed records on the PCT, fueled epic guitar solos as festival fuel, and even gone up Everest. Imagine where it could go next with a little extra help. We'd be excited to welcome the right partner on this journey and push towards a successful outcome together while having a little fun along the way. Thank you for listening.
Nice pitch.
Oh, thank you.
Nice pitch. So how does one go from like a jar of homemade nut butter to $1 million in sales? Like, this is such a wild trail that you've gone along. What are some of the things that surprised you, the highlights? That's pretty impressive.
Oh man, very incrementally over time, with a lot of help from a lot of people. My parents, for example, late night nut butter sessions in the kitchen. So a lot of hands on deck, and just having the support of individuals
And just
was
really,
a big part of it.
You believe in it, right? I mean, it's such a great product. I love everything about it. The product itself, the marketing, the packaging is beautiful. It's so easy, and it's also, I know it's like marketed to extreme athletes, which, here's a shocker, I am not one. But I will say that this is exactly the kind of thing that I want just before I get on stage. So I don't want to have a heavy meal, but I do need something that's going to carry me through, and it's very balanced nutrition. Can you speak more about the nutritional component?
Yeah, I think you hit on it perfectly. We like to think that it's complete nutrition with not only the macro components in place, protein, carbs, all of that, but all the essential micronutrients that one needs to live a healthy lifestyle, vitamins, minerals, omegas. So luckily, nuts as the base ingredient offer a lot of those things already. So
It's so cool. Do I have any questions in the audience? I have plenty myself. Yes. Where can you buy it locally? Great question.
yeah, thanks for asking. Currently, we're at Gear Fix, Newport Market, Foot Zone, Crow's Feet Commons.
And are you in the Whole Foods here?
Not here, no.
Our Whole Foods here is a little bit of an enigma. Okay, and I had another one up here. I know. Did they hear me say that? There was another hand. Yes. How would you characterize your move from Sisters, or from Portland to Sisters?
I mean, we're an outdoor brand at heart, so it's been a great move for us. And we love Portland, but being in the mountains is definitely is our place.
And luckily, the nut butter travels well, so packing it up and moving it across the pass was quite easy, I'm sure. Any other questions from the audience tonight? Yes. So has the growth of this 32% that you're talking about, has the growth been consistent, or has it mostly been in the later half of those 5 years?
Yeah, it's fluctuated a little bit. We've had stronger years early on, and some years that were slightly down. But last year was our best year ever. So that was. I feel like that was a good sign.
Okay, I have one last question. So do you have any plans to add new flavors or go into any other types of products, or you're like, this is our money, this is our genius product, we're gonna stay really simple and move forward?
As far as a timeline goes, we'd love to continue to develop our nut butter line, but then expand into more real food snacks later on down the road.
Cool, I love it. Well, again, like I said, I love everything about it. This is a great pitch. So glad that you're here with us in Central Oregon now. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, do you want your notes? Thanks, Jeff. How about another round of applause for our friend Jeff? It was a pleasure to hear about that, and thank you for the samples. I'm traveling tomorrow, so I'm gonna take a couple of those packs of nut butter, walk up the stairs to my plane, and that'll be that. Thank God I'll have nice balanced energy in my pocket. Okay, it's time to give a big shout out to our new EDCO members. Welcome new members, Neighbor Impact, Patrick H. Young, DVM, Neil Richards, owner of Axiom Wealth Strategies, LLC, Tonkin Torp, LLP, Capstone Certified Public Accountants, LLC, Wade J. Westhoff, Financial Advisor at Raymond James. As you can see, EDCO is doing amazing things for the Central Oregon business community, just like hosting events like this. Yeah, you guys are the best audience. Did you have some of that trail butter? Because you are amped. You must have got the coffee flavor. I'm so happy. Your face is so happy. I just really appreciate you. Okay. There's QR codes on the tables throughout Worthy where you can easily sign up to become an EDCO member, or you can reach out to Team EDCO to learn more. Tonight's next company pitch is sponsored by Barrett Business Services, Inc. BBSI Central Oregon is built to help small business. When you started your company, you probably didn't do it because you wanted to learn all about HR compliance and payroll. That's what we do. In addition, we help you with risk and safety, workers' comp, talent acquisition, and strategic planning. Bless you. Give BBSI, bless you again. Give BBSI a call or drop by and have fun this evening, which you're doing. Well done. As well as TDS, a proud supporter of EDCO and PubTalk events and values being a part of the Central Oregon business community. TDS offers high-speed internet, phone, and TV, integrating all your favorite streaming video services for both home and business. Our fiber optic network continues to expand through new business construction projects to keep up with our rapidly growing community and its technology demands. Please go to hellotds.com for further details. 360 Sierra is an invitation to enjoy life, connect with nature, and gain an appreciation for the simple things. Experienced campers and entrepreneurs Paola and Andres realize that people with a desire to camp want an effortless experience within their budget that combines the grounding of tent camping, the comfort of glamping, and the mobility of RVing. 360 Sierra provides the best of those three worlds by offering ultralight trailers towable by any car. These trailers come equipped with everything a camper needs to sleep under the stars in comfort and style, including a heated tent with lighting and USB ports, propane stovetop, electric-powered cooler, dishes, utensils, and water. The compact design allows for easy setup. Just unfold the tent, turn on the heat, and enjoy unforgettable memories and nature. Tell us more, CEO and founder Paola Restrepo and CTO and co-founder Andres Vallejo.
Hi. This?
Oh, yeah. You already did the speech.
Okay.
Hello,
Hello, everyone. I'm Paola.
I'm Andres.
We are the founders of 360 Sierra, and we create a 500 pounds ultralight trailer to experience camping like never before. It is a pleasure to be here today sharing with you our story of creating a company that we believe will become the U-Haul of the outdoors. When we moved from Colombia to this country 7 years ago, we were impressed by the beauty of the great outdoors. And we started exploring more and more First, doing tent camping, and then converting a sprinter van. Spending more time in nature was an experience that changed our lives. We became less reactive, more connected, and more aware of everything around us. So, we wanted to share that experience with our family and invite them on a camping trip where they could experience the true essence of camping by cooking well and sleeping well under the stars.
After hours searching the perfect solution that fit our desires, including RVs, trailers, and camper vans, we ended up renting a towable trailer with a roof tent. However, when we went to pick it up, we realized that the trailer was massive and huge. I felt like we were going over nature instead going to the nature. It didn't fit, and we couldn't make our camping dream our reality because the height difference between our hitch and the trailer. This experience and the challenge to find the perfect solution made us realize that it's a huge opportunity for people with small cars like Honda Civic or Teslas who want to go in camping with comfort. So our journey creating an ultralight trailer with everything a camper needs to go camping with comfort and style began.
In 2022, we completed the accelerator program with the Oregon State University. With their support and our team, we began developing our prototype, which was complete in January of this year. During this time, we also started creating relationships with key suppliers. We are currently working with industry leaders such as Domeric and Yakima. Since the beginning, our North Star has been creating the lightest camping trailer in the market that brings together the grounding of tent camping, the mobility of RVing, and the comfort of glamping. Our product is unique because it combines the best of these three worlds into one product, making going camping easy for everyone.
Using our trailer, you can have an unforgettable night sleeping under stars while enjoying the comfort, controlling your thermostat, adjusting the LED lights, and charging your phone with the USB ports. In the morning, you can wake up and cook your favorite meals in the pull-out kitchen that has a stove and room for your cookware. You can have enough electricity and water to stay at least 3 days off-grid. Due to its lightweight design, you can maneuver the trailer and park it at any location you desire. And we just returned from a 5,000 miles testing trip. Throughout Oregon, Idaho, and California. We were focused, was a lot of miles.
A lot of miles.
We were focused gathering feedback from people and pushing the product to the limits. We are so proud to say that the product returned home in one piece and in perfect condition.
Camping represents a $63 billion opportunity and is part of a larger segment of the economy known as an outdoor recreation with a market value of $450 billion. Our target market is valued at $4 billion, and we are targeting millennials and Gen Z who enjoy camping and outdoors and are located in the metro areas in the western territory of the United States. This market is aligned with our business model because 67% of this population prefer renting things before buying them. 69% want a flexible work schedule, and 62% own small or middle-sized cars.
We make money by renting and selling ultralight trailers. Our goal is to have a 1,700 trailers renting and a 500 trailers sold by 2028, making a total revenue of $32 million. We plan to achieve this, creating a network of franchises and dealers. We have the team to do that, a really strong background in technology and startups. Our trailer can be rented by 99 per night, and we anticipate an average rental of 100 nights per year. The retail price is $15,000, only $50,000. And now, we are so happy to announce that we just closed our pre-seed funding round.
Yay!
Okay. And now we are accepting pre-orders, and we are so excited to start building our first fleet of trailers.
Here in Bend.
We are seeking new customers, and now we are looking for people who are interested to partner with us in the rental business model that you can start with us, even with zero investment upfront.
Today, the trailer is parked outside, and you are very welcome to stop by and check it out. And tomorrow, if you want to learn more about us, we will be showcasing the trailer at EDCO parking lot from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We will be there to answer your questions, show the trailer, and explore with you if you want to become part of our family. And remember, 360 Sierra is an invitation to enjoy life by going camping like never before. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Incredible pitch. Incredible pitch. I love all of it. I love this part too. Not mad. Not even a little bit. This is incredible. This is amazing. As soon as I saw your product, I immediately thought of like a ton of people that I know, including myself, who would want one of these or want to share one. It's neat to learn about the rental opportunity. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you tow it? And like, is that the setup for that? And then also a little bit more about the interior of the product.
Yeah, sure. This is a only 500 pounds trailer, meaning like and in the hitch side it's only 50 pounds, meaning like you can grab it with your hand and park and move it and maneuver the trailer. Wow. It's so interesting. Meaning like and even we test the trailer with golf cars, for example, and was so nice. Even some people give us the idea like they have a lot of land and they want to have some HTVs. Then you go there, park your car, grab your ATV, hitch your trailer, and go wherever you want.
So cool.
Yeah,
that's so cool. And then the interior. Tell me a little bit more about what it's like to sleep in one of these guys.
Oh, this is, you have heater. You have a forced air heater in your tent. Meaning like you have a thermostat. It is very interesting. Like we were sleeping in very heavy winter, right? And we sleep in pajamas. Yeah, I use pajamas. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so cool. Like having a thermostat and dim lights and the USB ports. Oh. We call like a soft dashboard because it's made with the same fabric. It's a dashboard made with fabric. It looks very nice. Yeah, you can.
Sounds awesome. Just lovely. Okay, I know that there's questions in the audience. Yeah. Yes? Oh, a fake out. Yes? Okay, let's do it.
Do you guys have plans to create something that's a little bit larger? And also, what's the capacity?
This is a great question. What's the capacity? How many people can sleep in it? And do you have plans to create something larger?
Yeah, this is a bit designed for 3-4 people. Even this is we can call it like the Lego for camping because you can choose your tent. We offer tents for 3-4 people, or if you want smaller, you have only tent for 2 people. Right now we are focused in this ultralight, right? But maybe in the future.
Get out of here. You can put 3 to 4 people in here?
Yes, and 2 dogs.
And 2 dogs? Well, now you know I'm sold. Where do I sign up? Okay, who else has a question for our friends? Yes. Can his e-bike pull it? Can his e-bike pull it? Now that is a truly bend question.
Yeah, depends. I think like it depends on who is
Who's
driving the pedaling.
Come by the EDCO parking lot tomorrow and we'll see
Yeah,
what
it's-
happens. Wear a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads, a tooth guard, and also we have a form for you to sign before we start. Okay, there was another, yes? Aside from the tent size, is there anything else that you can customize? Love these questions.
Yeah, you can customize the color of the cooler. Is right now is yellow, but you can choose different colors. And we also have an option to carry your sport things. So you can customize with the boxes, the silver boxes, and leave a space for your kayak or your paddleboard. Exactly.
Yeah, we have a maybe the
Oh, use the
you
mic.
cannot see, but we have a hitch, and then you can install a rack, bicycle rack, for your bicycles.
So you can install a,
Yeah, the idea is like a.
use the microphone.
Sorry. The idea is like this is designed for people who love to go camping and sports, definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of options. The cases, and you have a cargo net underneath that you can use for your favorite things.
And if you buy it, you can cover the whole thing with stickers. So that's also something you can do. Any other questions? Okay, let's take it.
If your vehicle gets stuck, you could just pull it with one hand to wherever you need to go.
Yeah, that's amazing. If your vehicle gets stuck, you can just pull it with one hand. It's basically a wheelbarrow you can sleep in. This is amazing. And cook in. And cart your dogs around, have sweet dreams in. Is there is that like a sunroof I'm seeing on the top there? You can see the stars from inside while you're sleeping.
Oh yes. This is the cover for the rain. Yeah, exactly. You can open
Beautiful.
the thing. Yeah.
Okay. What was your favorite stop on your road trip where you were testing this product?
Oh, that's too many.
But was very excited to hear the people, the excitement about the product.
Sure.
Yeah, because was our first trip with our trailer, so hearing the people, the excitement, where we can buy it, where we can rent it, it's like, yeah, we have a good product.
Great.
We had a very wow moments, a lot of wow moments, like, wow, what is that? People stop us on the supermarkets, on the streets, on the parks. We parked the trailer in many locations looking for feedback, and the feedback was so good. So I think was very, very worthy.
I just think this is absolutely awesome. So thank you for your beautiful pitch. And it's going to be set up tomorrow in the EDCO parking lot. Tell me the time again. From
11 to 2.
11 to 2. So sneak by on your lunch break. Check out the inside. Check out all of the customization options. And then let's get this thing going. Thanks, you guys. This is awesome.
And it's also outside.
Is trailer out here?
Yeah,
There's a trailer out here tonight. Okay.
Yeah,
great.
it's also outside. You can open the cooler and grab a
beverage.
beverage.
Oh. Wow.
Thank you, and thank you, EDCO. Thank you, EDCO, for
Wow.
everything.
Thank you, guys. Okay, don't forget your trail butter. I will feel very bad as I'm eating it on the way to the airport tomorrow. Thanks, you guys. How about another round of applause? Just incredible. Such an amazing idea, such an amazing product. That's, wow. I'm like planning my getaway. Now, on to the keynote presentation sponsored by COAR, the Central Oregon Association of Realtors, is the voice of the real estate industry in Crook, Deschutes, Jefferson, and Harney counties. COR's members strive to build better communities by supporting quality growth, seeking sustainable economies and housing opportunities. BASX Solutions was founded in 2012 by Matt Tobolski and Dave Benson. The Redmond-based company is an industry leader in the manufacturing of high-efficiency data center cooling solutions, clean room systems, custom HVAC systems, and modular solutions. The BASX leadership team has been recognized as innovators in the industry, creating new cooling systems for clients that include some of Silicon Valley's largest tech companies. The company recently added 75,000 square feet of manufacturing and a 15,000 square foot main office complex to their Redmond headquarters. The 200,000 square foot facility employs over 525 people and continues to be the fastest growing manufacturer in Central Oregon. Welcome, Matt and Dave. Where are you, my friends?
Right. Cheat sheet. Making sure this works. Y'all hear me? Perfect. All right. So thanks for the intro, because we normally like to start off every presentation with, does anyone actually know what the hell we do at BASX, aside from being the old Walmart building in the north side? So
we could start out with the pronunciation.
It's BASX, yeah. It is what we get for drinking in Las Vegas while naming the company. So exactly. So, you know, as mentioned, we manufacture custom HVAC solutions, primarily serving data center markets, clean room markets, really high value facilities is kind of where we shine as a company. It's process cooling, so it's getting rid of heat that data centers create. It's providing cool, clean environments for semiconductor manufacturing, and really doing it at scale. So, you know, you drive by that building, 200,000 square feet. The vast majority of our product is the size of this room. So it's not your residential air conditioning systems, very large scale, custom engineered products. But kind of rewinding the history, people always ask, you know, how do we get into this industry? Myself, I'm actually a structural engineer by training, making HVAC equipment. So not the normal career path they talk about in college. You know, way back in time, way back, I think before I was born,
way before you were.
Before I was born.
Way before.
It was a while ago. I'm surprised he remembers. He's really bad at dates. So Dave started his career in the HVAC market, actually facility side with Intel as a facilities engineer. And I can let you tell your story better than I can tell your story, but kind of his history brought him through the HVAC industry into the manufacturing world.
Good enough.
Good enough, all right. Dave started and sold a couple of companies. His last start and exit was back in 2007, HVAC manufacturing company over in Tualatin, and there's some folks in the room that actually worked with Dave through that journey. So a lot of people have been with Dave for a very long time in the HVAC world.
And then I moved from Portland to Sisters.
That's right, the wise choice. Myself, I had a PhD in structural engineering down in San Diego, started a consulting firm focused on doing high-end consulting for high-value facilities, so nuclear power, nuclear weapons, hospitals, and heavy industrial facilities. Through that, we were doing consulting with Dave's former company while Dave had stayed on as the president. He and I got to be pretty good friends, very similar business mind, and kind of post-sale of his last company in 2007, kind of each iteration of ownership, it changed hands a few times while he was there, became more and more corporate and less about delivering on your promises to your customers. And in our industry, that was a relatively recurring theme. A lot of companies were bought up by bigger organizations, consolidated, and a lot of the flair that made these companies great was slowly kind of killed in the process. So while having a lunch with one of Dave's associates that started at 11:30, ended at 6 p.m., trying to make it to the elevator, it came out that Dave was ready to retire. And so I pinged Dave and I said, Dave, you're far too young to retire. You got at least one more lap in you. Let's do something new. And those of you that know Dave knows his favorite word is fantastic. So the response back via text was fantastic, exclamation point. That was December. 2 months later, we're in Napa strategizing our plan, drinking. and kind of working through the plan. But that was really how we started. And the whole thing was really getting back to, in the name, is getting back to the basics. Good businesses are built on people, and they're built on serving people. And that was lost in so many of the iterations of HVAC companies in our industry, that getting back to that fundamental was really at the core of what we started as a company. And so as we started this company, we celebrated, we drank, and then we said, shit, what are we gonna do? And we talked that the beginning of BASX was literally fishing with as many lines in the water, with as many different setups as you had, to try to figure out what would bite. We knew we were gonna be in the HVAC market. We bought this at the time, 110,000 square foot building in Redmond that we never thought we were gonna fill up. And we just basically said, well, let's see what's gonna hit. And so we went out there, and everyone we knew, we kind of got in touch with. We had some great relationships between Dave, very long career, very long career, and our connections in the HVAC market, and really just went out there and said, hey, what do we have as options? And slowly we kind of saw what bit, we saw what worked, what didn't. For those of you that have been in that Walmart building when it was a Walmart, it used to have a 14-foot drop ceiling, which when we bought the building, we were convinced we never had to worry about because we're gonna build small things. Fast forward 6 months after we moved into that building, and we have employees removing ceiling tiles and walking between the ceiling grid to build units. Safely. And so as we move forward, we kept removing more and more of the ceiling, growing. Next thing you know, fast forward 12 months, and that building was full. And so it was really a testament to figuring out what worked, what didn't. Those of you that were there very early on know that we tripped over our feet many times through that process. But really the team was just focused on delivering great product. So when we made a mistake, we went out there, we fixed it, we moved on. But with that, we definitely figured out what was our kind of sweet spot, and that was data centers. They were blowing up, and really kind of high-end facilities. It was really focused on providing cooling solutions to owners that really valued efficiency and long-term investment. So they didn't want to buy the piece of crap that was the cheapest value or cheapest first cost, but we're focused on what provides the best value long-term. And that's where our engineering team really focuses our efforts. It's providing a true high-efficiency product that provides you the best long-term value. So here we are, we have a building all full. We're excited, it's great, we have great sales. And then we keep realizing that, man, we have things that keep getting in our way as an organization. We started off and we basically relied on a lot of outsourced vendors. So when we first started, we were relying on sheet metal manufacturing in the local market, powder coating facilities, and a lot of other things providing a lot of the input of the value to our product, which is great, and absolutely amazing partners in the local region. But there's not a lot of them. And when you are a large HVAC manufacturer, you have a very large demand for this support. And we learned very early on that one of the challenges in Central Oregon is it's a really small market. And there's not a lot of industry that's really in this market versus other big cities where you might be able to go out to 5 or 10 vendors to support you. And so we had a lot of ups and downs trying to basically manage that supply chain, manage the overall cost point, because every time you outsource, you're also paying someone else's profit and overhead. And in a very competitive market, all of that adds up and impacts your bottom line and really creates a challenge for making money. So, I have a graphic that I share with some of our leadership team, which is basically evolution of BASX from day one, and it's a graph of kind of cumulative losses of the company. And we literally, you sit there, you go down a little bit during the start, then you think you're doing okay, then you get a lot more volume, then you trip over your feet even more. And you fall down this cliff and you compound your struggles from a profitability standpoint. And so a lot of it was driven by how fast we grew. It was driven by kind of the resources that we had in the local market. We're outsourcing components over the mountain in the middle of winter, trying to ship sheet metal parts that are needing to show up clean and not dented, and we're shipping them over a pass in flatbed trailers. So a lot of challenges in those early years, kind of getting the cost point where it had to be. And so all in, we sat there at the low of it with a very large hole that we dug ourselves with great sales. We were doing well. We had a great top line, but we weren't putting money into our pockets, and we were feeding this animal kind of through the process. And so we sat there and we ran the numbers. We understood, where are we at? Where's our cost struggles? And what do we have to do? And the answer was, we had to invest extensively to bring a lot of this stuff in-house. And so picture going to your wife and saying, hey, I know we've basically, rewinding, we sold an engineering firm that I had started down in San Diego, took all that money, put it into the manufacturing company. Dave took all the money that he's made over the years, put it into the manufacturing company, just to kind of get us to that point where we're at the bottom of the barrel. And we sat there and we said, hey, the way out of this is to throw more money in it. And going home to your wife and saying, hey, I know we've leveraged the house. I know we've gotten rid of all of our stocks and we've taken all the money from the previous sale. But we just got to put $6 million more in and we're going to get through it. And she looks at me like I'm nuts. And she's definitely thinking we're crazy. You picture through that growth cycle, banks don't love dynamic growth companies. They really don't. And, going through that process and having a plan and sitting there at $30 million in revenue, losing $2.5–3 million, banks do not want to support that. And so all of that investment comes down to personal investments, leveraging everything we had, and luckily having a friend and a partner in the business who had much bigger pockets than Dave or I did, who was willing to help kind of support that. And so we said, you know what, this is it. We're all in, we're going for it. But the only way we do it is focusing on, the fundamentals of how to get this cost point right, as well as making sure the right people were on the team. We had people that were fantastic members of the team getting us through that growth stage that were not poised to take us to that next level. We had some amazing talent, and we would not be where we are if it wasn't for those individuals, but they weren't the right individuals to carry us forward to the next level. And so it was a decision that said, hey, we're putting this money in, but we are going to build this team. We're going to focus on exactly who has to be in the seat, on the bus, and basically make those tough decisions to right-size the overall organization. Was not fun, was not a good conversation to have, but from a business standpoint, it's where we had to get this company to profitability. So,
but there were a lot of fantastic people that stayed on the bus.
They're still here. Yeah. No, it's a very valid point. I mean, an amazing, amazing team. And it's a matter of getting some of those people. I mean, one of them in the crowd, Jeff, runs our operations team right now. Jeff had been through the organization, been with Dave for decades, and 3 decades. He's old too. And as we kind of sat there and said to ourselves, hey, how do we get this organization to the right spot? Jeff's a prime example of somebody who was in a good seat, but had a lot of opportunity to put him in the right seat and really allow this organization to excel. And he's done just that in the organization. So, we sat there and we did it. We said, okay, we're throwing $6 million in. We're buying all this equipment, still in the Walmart building, but basically providing a huge amount of in-source capacity, getting a lot of alignment or realignment in the organization. We're in. As soon as we did it, months later, the trajectory changed. I mean, it was one of those ones where once the right equipment was in place, once the right people were in the right positions, the energy in the organization, the culture, and the engagement with the team completely flipped. And we went from sitting there on a downward trajectory to flattening for a second to, holy shit, we're actually in the black. And it took a ton of endurance, a ton of grit from the team that is here, but really getting us to that point. And so here we are, we're like, oh man, it worked. And then we go, oh shit, we need more space. Like, as soon as it worked, it flipped the switch, and we all of a sudden were able to serve more customers at a better price point, more aggressively, and it put everything going in the right direction. So we were like, this old Walmart building with the pieced together kind of capacity. Anyone that's been to our building now, if you ever walk our facility, the new building, and then walk to the original Walmart building and say to yourself, you built everything in there. Like, it's mind-blowing. We had no overhead cranes, and we're building 14-foot tall equipment in an 18-foot tall ceiling, right? I mean, the stuff the team did to make the overall product was amazing, but it was far from efficient. And so as soon as we got that equipment in place, the new automated equipment, we realized that we had to keep going. I mean, this is not done with investment. And so we sat down and we sketched out what it looks like We brought on some great architects into the team and said, hey, how do we maximize this footprint? So the benefit of buying a Walmart building as a manufacturer is you get 110,000 square feet and 880 parking spots, right? So we had a lot of land. And so we laid out, how can we get every single square foot out of this property to build product? And we laid it out and we figured we could add 75,000 feet of manufacturing, 15,000 square feet of office. Looked great. And we said to ourselves, holy shit, we just started making money. We just put in $6 million. Let's baby steps. So we draw it all out and then we say we're only gonna build 40,000 square feet. And so the architects draw it out. We've got phase 1, phase 2, and then phase 3 is the office. And literally we start digging in the ground and I call Steve Butner at SunWest Builders and I said, hey, seriously, build it all. Because there's no way we're gonna keep up. That 40,000 square feet is gonna be full before we're done. And so we went out and basically went from a $6 million equipment investment to a $15 million building investment literally 1 year later, after the first year we actually made any money and a downward trajectory. So an amazing kind of inertia kind of with all this happening. And every time we put the investments in place, the team was able to basically take that investment and just completely run with it. And so when you go to the factory now, it is ultra efficient. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but the overall operation is an immensely efficient operation once we got the right facility and the right infrastructure in place, and it just keeps going. I mean, if you ask anyone from our ops team right now, they'll tell you we're 100,000 square feet short of space. They do an amazing job delivering what they deliver in that space, but we have definitely continued to sell and deliver every bit of expansion that we make as a company, and it's a testament to the team and their creativity. At this point, Dave and I just like to keep going drinking and watch what the team does because...
No. I go drinking, you keep working.
Yeah, all right. But the reality is, we get in the way of this team at this point. The team is self-sufficient in really reevaluating and pushing this company forward, which is a fantastic thing to see as we look at kind of how we've evolved over the years. But so, we look at that, and obviously the team's a huge piece, but, I can't say enough about the city of Redmond. I moved from San Diego, right? So I joked that when we bought the building in Redmond, we had to get a conditional use permit because technically it's commercial use and we had to get a conditional use permit for light manufacturing. In San Diego, that's about a 12-month to 18-month process. Like, it is dragging through bureaucracy in Southern California. We sit here in the city of Redmond, it's, by law, 30 days. That's the process. The minimum amount of time it can take is 30 days to get through a process. So when we were buying the building, we had a contingency that the conditional use permit had to be approved before we would close. 10 days after we submit, we get a phone call from the bank saying, hey, the city just called letting us know it's taken care of. Wow. And we're like, okay, now I guess we got to close on this funding. But the city of Redmond, Mayor Endicott, now retired, but George was one of the best resources and advocates for business growth in the city. Reddy and EDCO, amazing partners in working things through kind of the government bureaucracy that can come up. But they really spearhead resolving issues proactively and minimizing the impact to the overall organization. Eric Sand from the Chamber is the one that basically got Dave here years and years ago, and tried getting Hunter, Dave's previous company, here back in the late 90s. Sat there for 20 plus years, continuing to reach out to draw us over here 20 years later. Amazing tenacity. But the local community, the architects, the engineers, the contractors, amazing partners in delivering this project that we've gone through over the years. So, as you imagine, this is a larger project for the city of Redmond and in the region, but watching them deliver time and time again and pull out all the hoops. We sat there and delivered 75,000 square feet of manufacturing space on time, on budget, in the middle of the COVID pandemic. An absolute testament to SunWest Builders in sticking with it and fighting through every one of the challenges that we had. We wouldn't be able to be where we are without partners like that delivering results. So fast forward all of that, here we are as this manufacturer that is just skyrocketing, 50+% compounded growth year after year. Someone's going to notice. And so we would always get pinged by various companies that want to buy us, private equity firms, manufacturers. And through that process, one of our big things that we always talked about is we are a people-driven company. And our goal is making sure that whatever we do from a transaction standpoint provides long-term success for the people that allowed us to get here. We could have sold to private equity for more than we sold our company for, but we didn't do it. And we didn't entertain that conversation because that was not what was going to drive the best results for the community and for our team that allowed us to get here. And so when Aon approached us little over 2 years now, they came out and as we started having conversations about what they do, what we do, the great thing was, number one, we didn't compete in the same markets. We were both HVAC manufacturers, but we didn't sell to the same customers, to the same markets, and we didn't build the same product. So it was a good complementary marriage that was going to really allow us to not cannibalize each other in the process. But more than that, they had a very, very great cultural alignment. Their mindset about how you take care of people, how you promote opportunity for your team to grow, succeed, and take care of their families, and really delivering on your promises was a huge piece that aligned with what we believed in. And so as that conversation kind of went down and started to develop, we realized that they were a partner that was going to really be good stewards of the brand, good stewards of the team, and really help facilitate future growth. Early on in the conversation, we talked about valuation and locations and people and teams, and they sat there and they were like, number one, why in the hell would we leave Redmond? Like, you have built a team, you built capacity, like, we are committed as you are to the Central Oregon region. And the team, they were like, why are we going to put people into this organization to oversee what you're doing? You are successful, you're good at what you do. We want to help that team excel even more. And so they were really aligned from that perspective. And so as we went back and forth, and like any good deal, we went down the road, and then we said, screw it, we're not good enough. This deal's not good enough. We pulled the contract once. Then we said, shit, did we just do that? And then everything got re-engaged, and we got a really good deal for our team and ourselves in the overall region, committed to growing this company here. We pulled the trigger. We said, yes, we'll do it. And back in December 21, we made the transaction with Aon. As we look kind of at where they're committed to, we talk about they're not just a company that's focused on the bottom line. They are really, truly focused on the people. And when we look at what this transaction provides for our team, it has been one of the most profound positives that we could have imagined. So, Aon's compensation structure and benefits plans are bar none some of the best we see in the industry for what they do. Very simple one. What company do you know that provides 175% 401k match? Across the board, every employee. Employees get stock awards. Shop floor employees get stock awards after a couple years of the company. So their goal is to have the vast majority of the organization be an equity owner in the company. And those details, they really matter. I mean, when you want to talk about building a passionate team, having a team that's focused, an ownership group that's focused on supporting teams is such a great deal. There are individuals within Aon. So Aon was started in 1988. There's individuals that have been there for almost the entire time, working on the shop floor, that have over $1 million in their 401k. Shop floor employees, not managers, not executives, employees that are out there turning a wrench, building product, and providing value to our customers. And that mindset aligns so well with what we believe as a company and how we take care of our team that gets us where we are, that it's a fantastic win. And really, we're very excited to kind of keep seeing that grow. So, with the investment, with the transaction, BASX continues to grow like crazy. We've almost doubled our employment in 12 months, so 531 employees as of Tuesday. And it's a great thing to see. I mean, new team members, building wealth, having great opportunity to kind of build a future for their families. It's a great thing to see. I will say, Central Oregon does provide its own challenges. I think we can all recognize the cost of living and the cost point of Central Oregon is tough. And it's very difficult from a manufacturing standpoint when we look at the overall wage dynamic and recruiting the best talent possible. It is something that we definitely struggle with in this region. And so we definitely rely on benefits. We rely heavily on providing competitive compensation. But, we do struggle as a company in the local region continuing to build that overall organization, just given, as Dave puts it, we all pay a tax to live in Central Oregon, and that is the cost of living. And it's a challenge that we have as we continue to grow. But that said, we continue investing. So, this calendar year, it's fun talking about, we spent $6 million, we were scared shitless. Then we went in and spent $15 million. This calendar year, we have $16 million in capital expenses being spent in Redmond now that we're part of Aon. And so it's a company that's dedicated to investing to build capacity, build the organization. And it's really nice to be able to kind of continue carrying that forward. Anyone that's been in a dynamically growing company recognizes what that really means is you never actually make any money as an owner, because every dollar that you make gets put right back into the company. And so that's one of the struggles growing 50+% a year. We did $108 million last year in revenue. Every dollar that we made year after year went directly back into the company. We never took a bonus, never took anything out of the company, and took very meager salaries for what we were doing in that overall organization, because that's the reality of growing a business that fast. We've had some great banking partners, but again, it doesn't matter if you make money or not. Growing at that rate, it's a risk factor to a bank. It is definitely something that causes pause and creates getting capital is a challenge. But we've been fortunate to have partners along the way that have helped fund us, help get us where we are. We are, devoted to the Central Oregon community. Our goal is to maximize everything we can get out of our facility and continue growing it. It was in the Redmond spokesman this week, but we're about to break ground another 37,000 square feet just north of our building to keep building out the campus. But beyond that, we're committed to supporting both Dave, myself personally, as well as Aon as an organization, the local community. So one of the things we're helping spearhead and fund within OSU Cascades is a dedicated HVAC engineering program. There's only two programs in the entire U.S. Dave went to one of them at Cal Poly.
Mustangs.
But it's a unique aspect of mechanical engineering, and building talented leaders and engineers in that area is something that our industry needs. And we're very proud to both personally and as a company be able to support getting that off the ground and help build some additional capacity, continue growing OSU Cascades into a great local resource. But it's been a hell of a journey. I think those that have been there early on can attest to the chaos, some debauchery, and irresponsible things in the early years of BASX. It was a fun ride though, and it's really those experiences that we look back on and laugh. And people like our Marianne, our controller, who goes, "Shit, I came here too late. That was all the fun years." It was a great ride to be able to go through all that and kind of get us where we are. But we look forward to continuing to be a big impact in the region and continue to kind of get to know everyone else and help impact and grow the region as a whole. So.
Thank you, Matt and Dave. You two are just wonderful. This is great. My first question is, are you hiring?
We are always hiring. So we have about 100 job ads open right now.
100?
Yeah, go see Jeff. Jeff's like, I have a lot,
okay, go talk to Jeff. That sounds like
a
a great thing to be a part of.
And it's across the board. So, it's everything from operations leaders to manufacturing technicians, engineers, accounting staff. Pretty much across the company, there's demand to hire.
Comedians?
We always need a comedian.
Okay.
We try to think we're the comedians. Or at least they tell us we're the comedians. I'm not sure which.
I hear you about the housing challenges. This is like a really real thing, and it's going to take some very creative thinking and people going out on a limb to solve the problem or help solve the problem. And I'm like, you guys might be the two to do it. Have you thought about investing in housing that you could then rent or lease or sell back to your potential employees?
There have been conversations, and this is actually organization-wide across all 4 sites. So we have facilities as part of Aon in Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, and in Oregon. And it's a problem across all of them. And it's something that we are talking about is how do we provide workforce housing solutions, and how do we, so we're working through some ideas.
Do you need super lightweight trailers?
Well, I was gonna kick an Airbnb. I was more thinking an Airbnb at all the local breweries in the parking lot. Just, here you go for the night.
Trail butter for all of them. Okay, questions from the audience. Any questions for Matt and Dave? Yes.
Dawn, you're a plant.
She's not staged. This is real.
She works for us.
I do, and I love the company, but I'd like to know this amazing story and all the decisions, the hard decisions and the scary decisions that you had to make going back. What is it like when you think back to all the decisions you had to make to get to where you are now? And the second part of that question is, what does it feel like to see what an impact you're having on Redmond and the people in Redmond and providing entry-level jobs to people and opportunities that they normally wouldn't have in Central Oregon?
Okay, so full disclosure, she is an employee.
I know.
But she says
And
when
she
you're
was reading from paper.
and she was reading from paper. Yes, she has some cash in her pocket. She wants to know, as you reflect back on all of the scary and challenging and wild decisions you made over the years, what does that feel like? And second part of the question is, what does it feel like to look around at the impact that you're having in Redmond, all of the jobs, all of the development that you're offering, and what does that feel like? Great question.
One of the benefits of being older, you don't remember how hard it was. You just remember the good times. It's very exciting to be in the community, have a building right on Highway 97, have the big American flag, and have people call up and thank us for what we're doing and showing our pride of being American. So there's a lot of reward from not only the products that we see going across the country and internationally, as well as wearing our BASX garb into stores and like, oh, you're from BASX. And it's like, they used to say BASX, but we correct them.
No, listen, never again.
Okay.
Never again, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, I mean, you know, there were certainly times when we sat there at the kitchen table saying, are we really about to just double down and throw $6 million into this thing we've already put more than $6 million into? But, you know, kind of one of the things that we talk about and we kind of joke about at BASX and AN as a whole is, you know, failure is not really an option. Like, if we sit there and say to ourselves, we're going to give up when these challenges happen, we're never going to make our way through it. And we have had an immense amount of struggles throughout our history at BASX. I mean, nothing definitely was not easy and didn't just fall in our lap. And the team as a whole sat there and was focused on making it happen. And when we sit there and say to ourselves, you know, okay, we have to double down or we walk away, at the time we would have walked away, there was still 150 people that we were walking away from. And from that perspective, you know, our goal from a leadership standpoint is to sit there and keep pushing through that, keep being the positive light going through it, and recognize, yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel, but we have to just stay in it. We learn all the cliche things, right? You learn from failure. Every time we made these mistakes and we learned from them, we evolved as a company. We grew as a company. And that's what allowed us to get to where we are today. So, you know, again, it's really, from a perspective of that, we weren't going to let the team down. It certainly wasn't easy, and it definitely wasn't the most fun conversations all the time, but it really was that team that was behind us really making it happen that allowed us to get through it. And that is the reason why it's also fantastic to sit there and say, look at the impact we have in Redmond. We never thought the company was going to be this big when we started it, so it's fun to see where it is today.
But it would be fun to see our product on the top of the new airport expansion that Steve was talking about.
I agree.
Buy
I agree.
American.
None of that south of the border stuff.
I agree. Do you ever walk into the office just like, looks like we made it? Nothing like anything like little.
I would be lying if I didn't say that I've actually cried when I walked through the new factory.
Yeah,
when it was
of
up
course.
and running, because you think back to those early days. I had a tear.
cried.
A tear fell. Tear fell. But I mean, you think back to the early days when we bought the Walmart, it was linoleum floor and drop ceiling, and we sat there building product on that, and going from that to seeing an actual true manufacturing company running like it should. You know, it's one of those moments that's it's fun to see, and it's fun to see people on the shop floor getting promoted to supervisors that were there day one in our production team. I mean, it's crazy to
amazing.
see that evolution of people through the way.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. Yes.
If you had a magic wand to make your biggest problem disappear, what would that be?
If you had a magic wand to make your biggest problem
Don't say
disappear,
me. Don't say me.
what would it be?
There is no magic wand. There is no magic wand. You know, Matt said it. It's all determination, hard work, perseverance, and fantastic people surrounding you.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say, I mean, one of the big change, people always talk about culture, but I mean, it is such a big piece that, once we got certain staffing changes made and we got certain people in the seats and really focused on who we are as a company, I will say that was the biggest change in the organization. And so a lot of those struggles and things that we wish we had a magic wand to fix, the inertia of the team and the mindset of the team really takes care of those. It's really, when you focus on the team, you focus on who you are as a company, it does allow you to kind of help alleviate those struggles.
Yes.
There'll be a range, but what do you consider a living wage in this area?
That's a great question.
Hourly or on an annual basis?
Yeah.
What would you target?
Well, that changed.
So when we're talking about a living wage, hourly salary, there's what are you trying to target? Where are you trying to land on that?
Yeah, and it changes, I think, by the week in Central Oregon right now. In disclosure, right, when we started BASX, a starting wage that was livable in Central Oregon in 2014 was $13 to $14 an hour. Our team could sit there and make money on that. We, our base income, I mean, is pretty much $20 an hour for no skills, straight out of high school, 20 an hour, with benefits, with health care, with non-union, yeah. And so that's out of the gate. And, from there, I mean, our average shop wage at this point is just shy of $30 an hour. That's the average wage.
You can go to the website and you can click on the Apply Now button and got you. Yeah. Yes, please do. Yes.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Right here, giving an update. Where do you feel like you're going to be 5 years from now, Dave?
Well, hopefully I'll still be working, but maybe a little bit of drinking. I've got the blessing of Parkinson's, so that'll shorten my fuse a little bit, but I'll be cheering these guys on in 5 years till the day I die.
Matt, please don't let Dave get dehydrated.
I will get you a beer, Dave. Don't you worry. He's more of a whiskey kind of guy. I know that.
Well, this has just been such a joy. I do have one more question. So you get the keys to the Walmart building. You walk in. It's linoleum floors. You get the floors. You got the drop ceiling.
And
but did they leave any merchandise behind, like old pool noodles, old Easter candy, maybe some 50-cent decks of cards? Like, what was there anything weird in there?
I can tell you that the things that were left behind are not appropriate to talk about here.
Ew!
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. Actually, before you go, I do have, this is our tradition, EDCO PubTalk. I'm going to give them both. Okay, so you can bring this back to a future pub talk. We will fill it with your choice of flavors of trail butter. I'm just kidding. We'll fill it with beer, wine, whiskey, whatever you want. Thank you so much. This has just been wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, give it up for Matt and Dave from BASX. Gosh, I feel like you guys need your own show. Maybe you could start a podcast. Don't forget, my friends, EDCO's largest event of the year, the EDCO Annual Luncheon, is less than a month away. It is on May 22nd, and it's about to sell out. So when this got printed, we had 50 tickets. I think it's quickly dropping. We're probably down to about 17. If you want to be there, it's a hot ticket. Do not wait. You can't have my ticket. I'm keeping mine. Thank you for coming to Pub Talk tonight and supporting these entrepreneurs. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Special thanks to Worthy Brewing and Hand in Hand Productions. We'll see you back here next month. Have a great night. I'm Shannon Kelly. I'll see you soon.